Hello and welcome to the Friday Morning Nameless. Today I would like to present a series of simplified propositions to put into practice. Presumably my perception is that some of us have painstakingly operated on principles of prejudice. This is problematic. Please, proceed and practice these procedural practices to gain a much-needed new perspective through participation. 1. Find a partner to express accountability with. 2. Pray to whatever God will listen. 3. Find yourself in the characters of literature, preferably spiritual literature, hence probably all literature. 4. Identify yourself in the opposition. 5. Offer your inadequacies to the God that will listen, seek guidance in such matters. 6. Be merciful. 7. Be gracious. 8. Self-sacrifice is a must, as well as 6 and 7. 9. You are not God. 10. You are an agent for God, like it or not. 11. Repeat 1 through 11. Lastly, consider this. If you stare into the abyss, consider what the abyss considers the abyss. Who does the king bend the knee to? Thank you very much, and remember, this little corner of the internet does not exist.
Yes, playing Anne's guitar. Mine is upstairs. interesting, Rod. I mean, it would be really interesting to know kind of why is their interest waned. Has your interest waned? On Rod Hair. Has your interest waned? Is the best silly things that we say. Is it our behavior or the stances we take? Perhaps it's my singing. Maybe it's the words that we say. Yes. I'd like to know where your interest is landing. Actually, I got some questions about how a once productive and vibrant town, one that I live nearby, has fallen into such... It's hard to describe what it's fallen into. It's kind of like and it's hard to know when too, because I hadn't lived here for that long, so I've been in this little town Isn't it great? Yeah, it's a great live video. So anyhow, this town that is, I don't know, 7 miles down the road. I mean, it's practically, it's like the biggest town next to us. It's called Watertown. Very interesting town. It's, I think at one time it was going to be considered for the capital of the state capital. I think there's about 25,000 people that live there. I don't know how big that actually is. The town is divided by 2 counties. So the town is 2 counties. Yeah, which I think is really weird. And I think it's the river. I think it's the Rock River, if I'm not mistaken, that divides the town and is divided into 2 separate counties. And the town has got like a whole list of notable people. I mean, there's a couple of professional athletes. There's an actor. There's an astronaut. The first kindergarten was in Watertown, Wisconsin. And when I drive around the town, it's really beautiful. It's has the classic architecture of like late 19th century, early 20th century architecture, Midwest architecture, I guess. Like, like there's a Cream City brick buildings, like there's a downtown like Main Street has an old theater there. I don't even know how many churches are in that town, but there are a lot. I think there's even I don't know if there's a monastery there. Maybe there's something like that there. But like there's a Moravian church there. There's like old Catholic church there. And so the town was founded by, I can't remember the guy's name. I think the guy's name is Johnson. He came from New England. I think it was like in the 1830s, if I'm not mistaken. And it was going to have like, at one point there were plans to build a viaduct from Milwaukee or some sort, like a viaduct from Milwaukee to Watertown, and that was supposed to connect with so that they can make connections to the Mississippi River eventually. And that fell through. And then the trains came through. And the trains are interesting. So we have a train track that runs just a couple blocks away from the house here. And we are in a rural town. If you look at the map, we're in a town called Ixonia. And it's, like I said, like 5 or 6 miles from Watertown. So we're in, I guess, what they call a bedding town. I don't know what they call that. So basically, everybody that lives here works everywhere else or works in other places. So our little town is like 3,000 people maybe. And there's really only a gas station, and there's a little grocery store, and then there's like a little like a veterinary clinic, and there's like the Ixonia credit union there. I don't know anything about it really. Bedroom community, yeah, it's a bedroom community, and we're about 5 minutes from the interstate. The interstate is to the south of us. So anyhow, this whole area was kind of like settled by, at one point, a lot of German and Dutch people came through and settled these farms and made these churches and stuff. And there's like 10 parochial schools in Watertown itself, but like the public school is not rated well at all. So when I go through the town of Watertown, one thing I think of, I have an image in my mind about a town that was built on industrial promises that eventually faded. And like one thing, I was just watching Mr. Rogers again, and on there he was, he always has these segments where he goes to a factory where they're making something. And in this segment, they were in a factory where they were making garden hose. And then also another segment where they went to a factory where they made harmonicas. And that's kind of like when I think Watertown was kind of like a town like that, where there was a lot of manufacturing and stuff like that just eventually got moved away. And so jobs left town, and there was like all this different promise. And then I think something happened where they opened up like some affordable living or something like this in the town through like legislation. And then so like a bunch of low income housing started there, and I guess I don't know what the story is on it, but I guess that has something to do with the dynamics of the town changing. But when I go through the town, like I see again, I see a town that's still kind of structurally, architecturally stuck in like the turn of the 20th century into maybe 1950s architecture in the businesses and the downtown stuff. And I think of like all these people that poured their lives into making this place their home. And then little by little, I don't know what happened. It puzzles me because and there's a marked difference between that place and other places. You know, when Anne's father had the funeral over the weekend, he knew people all over the place. And people came from all over, and he knew a lot of people from Watertown as well, and spent some good years there, and nobody from that town came to the funeral. And it's interesting, they didn't even send cards. I mean, I went to the club there and they had his picture and his stuff there, and I don't know, I feel like kind of like when I think of the place, I think of times when I felt depressed or something, where in my depression I kind of isolate, and I kind of like I can kind of hide it. You know, I have to kind of hide it to kind of like act as if or something like that, which I don't do well, but I know there are people who do it well. And when I think of Watertown, I think of a town that's kind of done that. And there's a lot of alcoholism there. So yeah. Yeah, we didn't have a funeral procession. Yeah. But I think of this idea of like I try and think of what could change the whole culture of a town of 25,000 people. Wherein I think at the turn of the 20th century, there was 14,000 people. From my understanding, there was about 14,000 people. So roughly 10,000 people have moved there in the last 20 years. Part of that is you know, affordability. So I think it still had like it wasn't completely ghettofied, you know, like, and it was still close enough to some jobs where people could treat it like a bedroom community, you know. And there are still some factories in that town. I mean, they have like a airport and they have a Walmart. just in case it gets lost in the mix. So I mean, they may even have some homeless that live there. Like they have a Hardee's. Like the Hardee's is still going. They have a Pizza Ranch. They have a Culver's. You gotta have a Culver's. They have Jimmy John's, Subs. So they have a lot of like restaurants there. But I think like, so when we were looking for our houses, we drove around there or around the time, or I don't know. I had mentioned to Ann like, oh, this looks like there's some nice houses in this town. And she's like, we're not moving to Watertown. It has a bad reputation. But when I drive around the place, I think, my goodness, and there's beautiful parks. There's like these beautiful parks that are connected like to the river. So they're public parks along the river, like on different sides of the towns. And again, I don't know how this works when you have like a town is divided by two counties. I don't know how that works, actually. I don't know how can a mayor be a mayor of a town of two counties? How does that work? Whatever generation comes after Alva will return to America's forgotten towns and begin again. I think there's something to that. I hope that they relax on their codes for like building codes and stuff. I don't really know what to make of this either, but there's like so this is interesting. This is an interesting thing to think about as it relates to this, because I don't know what to make of it. I hesitate to say anything about it because people will construe it as something else. But so okay, there's this little club there, right, for 12 steppers, and it's very small. Basically, it's just like you walk in and there's like a little lounge area, and this is inside of like a big apartment building that was built in like who knows when, maybe 1900, something like that. Maybe it's an old factory that they converted into apartments. And so in the club there's that it's like an old storefront. You go in, and then when you go inside of there is a like, tell me what those numbers are. They probably aren't too good. They're probably affordable, from my understanding. I'm imagining that they probably have affordability there. But so, and then then there's like the club meeting area, and then right on the other side of that wall there's another 12-step club, and it's the Spanish speaking club. And And those guys are vibrant and they are kicking ass. I mean, they are like, there's a lot of people going in and out of there and they're recovering, and it looks awesome. It looks so attractive. But the English speaking club is like hanging on by a thread. And apparently there's like a big Spanish speaking community in the town of Watertown. And there's like, I don't know how many Mexican restaurants are there in that little town. I mean, it's quite small. Now, I don't know how that happens either. You know, how does immigrants are 2 generations ahead of my prediction above? Yeah. No, they're definitely, but I don't know how they like. They just find a town and are like, man, what a great town. There's horrible living here and stuff, and we don't mind having like lowered standards of English speaking education. I don't know. From my understanding, the public schools are not great in Watertown. Exactly. So yeah, and again, I don't know how many churches are in that town either. I mean, there's I mean, just off the top of my head, I can name like, that's awesome. So it's like parts. I think there's still a farming community around the outskirts of that town. So there's a lot of farming still that's happening. Rod, how are those prices on those Zillow prices? What are those looking like? So the question is like, I don't know what seems to have captured the spirit of that town and kind of reduce it to its kind of like what feels to me kind of like lethargy. And you can tell they're trying to beautify it a little more too. Like they just built a new whatchamacallit, a new library there. It's a beautiful library. It's right on the river there. They put a new bridge in over there. Yeah, I think there's something there, Roderick, about what you're saying. And trying to figure out what that is really puzzling to me. Like, and I don't know if they know that about themselves either. Like, and what do you? Yeah, it's like I was thinking about like how do you ignite the spirit of a people who are auto ignition people. Like we just can go on like DoorDash and get our food. We can access. We don't have to go to the movie theater really, because we can access everything from our home. We have jobs that will sustain our affordability, and like how do that's what I mean, like how do you ignite a people who are operating under a self-igniting principle? Sorry, Rod. Sorry. Well, that's what you have is, sorry, Rod. The other thing is it has some interesting history. But when I started thinking about that and I looked into some of its history and some of the interesting stories, there's like that's like every town. Every town has really interesting histories, like every little city or whatever. And if you like, because all the ones that I've lived in all had like interesting little legends about. Like usually it's something kind of like questionable about the people, or some instances of wooey stuff like ghosts, or like this town I went to high school in called Elko. It's Elcho up in Wisconsin, Elcho, Wisconsin. And that's a very interesting history, and I just think like all these towns have super interesting histories, and they don't. And it's like maybe they kind of sense that there's something to remember about the people. All right. Welcome, sir.
Hey, Chad. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just leaving a meeting.
Nice.
A meeting. Wink, wink.
Wink.
What's this? Oh, go ahead. What were you going to ask me?
Oh, just the obligatory nicety. How's your day?
Oh, it's been good. I'm still on vacation. I had a week of vacation after I got back from the UK, so I go back to work on Monday. So it's been nice being able to relax after being back home.
How are your legs?
They're getting better. I actually went to the doctor on Monday just to check on them because they started swelling up on the 9-hour flight home, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't have any oh crap, what do you call it? Blood clots or anything like that. So they ordered an ultrasound and they checked my legs, and fortunately there was nothing there, so that's good. And they seem to be back to normal, but they're just really sore.
Interesting. Getting old, my friend. Getting old.
I know. I was gonna ask you because I didn't get to see what you were talking about. There's something that I just saw in the chat earlier. Some video that you wanted people to watch or something to pay attention to. I can't remember what it was though. Completely losing the thread on what that was.
Oh,
something about a sleep thing or something like that.
Oh, I sent the sleep token live video to a few people, a few friends, and Megan is one of them, and she said that she listened to it 5 times today, which is pretty cool.
I'm unfamiliar.
It's really
what's a sleep token?
Are you screwing with me right now?
No,
Um,
I have no idea. I'm old and ignorant.
yeah, Sleep Token is a band out of the UK
Ah,
who is, if I have to be honest, I'll say pseudo anonymous, but prophylitically anonymous. It's part of their propylicity, I guess, the anonymity.
hmm
And I think it was a genuine um, move to do that. Um, but it's basically one guy who's writing everything. And he also writes some of the stuff with his drummer. And his drummer is aptly named Two. The vocalist is named Vessel One. So it's strange, but I like it, and I've liked it for a few years now.
okay. So kind of like Tame Impala, I guess, because that's one guy.
Yeah, I think there's even some similarities musically, except like the video that I sent out is it's just the Vessel dude playing piano and singing, and he has like 3 female backup singers from a group called Aspera who are doing backup vocals for this.
Mm.
They do all backup vocals for the live shows, but on the album version of this stuff, like there's guitars and drums and there's some metal, but it's like metal meets R&B meets, I don't know, Hillsong, but it's alternative. Yeah, it's interesting. I wouldn't say it's Christian though.
I'll have to check it out. Of course, I checked out Bill Murray. I like at least one of Bill Murray's just one guy, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I like one of his songs a whole lot. I've listened to a few others, but one of them I just listened to over and over again.
Which one is that?
What is it? Cranking my MF and hog.
Dude, that's a classic. It's such
I
a
love
classic.
I love that song. Now I played it for my daughter, who is 23 years old. I sent it to her, and she's like, "I just don't get it." Because a lot of times we have songs that we really connect on, like this one.
Yeah.
Really gets me in the feels. Certain songs, and my daughter will be like, "Oh yeah, I hear that too." When I send her that one, she's just like, "Nope, not feeling it."
It's interesting that I love that one gets you in the feels. That whole record, Bill Murray, Eggy Pocket is my favorite Bill Murray record. It is very good. But Bill Murray, Johnny Frank or whatever, Bill Murray went on tour, was asked by Sleep Token to go on tour on the 2 tours ago. And so they were on they did a UK tour with Sleep Token, which would have been an amazing show to be at. But yeah, for me, those 2 bands are like basically the best bands that have come out in the last 10 years, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep Token is very poetic. It's highly artsy, very there's like all this lore built up around it. There's like never been any real interviews or anything like this with anybody in there. There's like this mystery that it's all kind of built on, and it's like this whole thing.
You mentioned Sleep Token had a little bit of Hillsong feel mixed into it. Did they sing like religious or Christian, overtly Christian type songs?
No,
I would think from the UK the answer would be no.
It's
or I should say he.
If you listen to the first record, the first album is called Sundowning, and Sundowning has like a Hillsong aesthetic kind of sound. Like there's like this kind of sound that those kind of artists have. If
Hmm.
you were to take all the lyrics out of it, you would hear a certain kind of, and that's what I'm pointing to. But I think it is, um, it's to do with what you're saying is being from the UK. It wouldn't be like this evangelical Big Eva type sound. It's or lyrically, but I think it is appropriately somebody who is wrestling with meaning and purpose and
Hmm.
what it means to be a man in a modern. It's like "Take Me Back to Eden" is a great record. That's a very good album. That's the third album by them. But I think it's kind of like it's meaning crisis stuff. It's like if I had to do a symbolic kind of take on the thing, it's like waking up in a waking up in a spiritual realm from a modern or from a materialist nightmare, like waking up to find that your materialism has got so many holes in it that it can hardly hold anything together, and not knowing where to
Hmm.
turn from that, in part due to probably what the culture has passed down to you. And then the only thing you have is your experience with like things you can't hide from, like the love you have for other people. And then
Hmm.
finding that in itself probably is an insufficient power as well. It's something like that I think the Sleep Token is wrestling with. In particular, "Take Me Back to Eden" is very, very lyrically powerful record. Um, yeah. So yeah, like
From
okay, there's this.
what I overheard, a topic like that came up in one of the estuary meetings during Breakwater. I wasn't in it, but I heard a little bit about it, so that's interesting. Some people who were there who considered themselves materialists, but were struggling with kind of the how that materialism cashes out, and they were just kind of bringing it out into the conversation. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So here's a song called "Fall for Me." That's from the 2021 record. "This Place Will Become Your Tomb." But the song is called "Fall for Me," and these are the lyrics. "In a city of ice, there are burning cathedrals, turning the skies into glass. And though echoing futures are the buckling sutures that hold shut the wounds of the past. So won't you fall for me? Won't you fall for me? Through a fractured existence, won't you fall for me? Won't you fall for me from reality to the rhythm of eternity? Won't you fall for me? My insecurities surround me like lions in the den, and I feel like I'm losing touch with what I am again. And slowly I remember why I cannot pretend that I never think of you in all this screaming silence. Oh God, I wish you were here. So won't you fall for me?" I mean, it's like, I mean, to me, it's kind of says it all, right? It's like, it says what I think a lot of us are dealing with. And I think that's why a lot of, um, I think that's one reason why people have actually drawn to them and they have such a kind of like a cult following of fans. And
Mm,
because it's like, oh my God, somebody's saying the thing like Peterson did for a lot of people. Somebody's saying the thing I didn't know that I was feeling, kind of thing.
hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'll have to check them out. One of
Yeah.
my favorite bands came out with a new album just this past week. They released it while I was over in the UK, Switchfoot, and they had a song on that album. And when I listened to it, I was like, "Oh wow, the poetry and just kind of the philosophy in this is just really interesting." And then I started digging around on it, and I found out that the song was about something that the songwriter John Foreman didn't come up with himself. And so I started researching it, and I'm curious if you've ever heard this story before. It's just this. It's. I don't even know if it's like a parable, but it's just kind of this idea about these these twins that are in the womb, and they're having this conversation with each other about, is there any existence beyond the womb? Like once we leave the womb, is that the end of our existence? And one of them thinks that there's life after birth. And one of them says, nope, once your umbilical cord gets cut, that's the end of us. That's the end of our existence, because we don't have, our sustenance anymore. How are we going to survive? It just doesn't make any sense. And this is kind of, I think it's been used in like sermon illustrations. I couldn't find what the original source was. Whenever I was just doing some cursory research online, it said that, I can't remember if this guy's like a Catholic priest or what he was, but Henry Nouwen. I don't know a lot about him, but I know he's written a handful of books. I know that he was in the ministry. I can't remember what Christian tradition he was in, but apparently he was the first one that kind of wrote down this kind of little story, this little tale or this thought illustration that was using birth as a metaphor for what our deaths are like, and if there's anything left over. And Switchfoot wrote a song and has a song on their new album called, I think it's called Two Twins, and it's really good. I would highly recommend checking it out. You should be able to find it on YouTube. But I was curious if you had ever heard that story before. I had never heard it before, but apparently it's been a story that's been on the internet and been told a bunch of different times, this idea of these two twins talking in the womb.
No, I've not heard that, but I always have like there's a couple of different, I think, twins stories that come to mind for me when I think of twins. I think of the Roman twins.
Oh yeah, Romulus and Remus.
Yeah, and then I think of, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Druids had something like twins in there. I don't know, but I think about like there's like a spiritual it's an interesting way of thinking about spirituality, because even though there's even comes to mind something like the life that I have now, and then the life that may or may not happen after I pass, and or even like the many lives I've had in the life that I'm living now is something interesting to think about. Yeah, and we were talking about some of that this morning. But yeah, no, twins are interesting.
I see in the chat that Henry Nouwen was a Catholic. I'm not sure if he's alive anymore. But yeah, one of my favorite things that he does in the song, and I don't know if it's common in the way that it's told, because it's been shared online too, from what I started looking up, is the twin that's wondering if there is life afterwards, that's not skeptical, that this is where it all ends. He says to his brother, he's basically like, do you ever wonder if there's a mom, if mom is outside the womb? Because sometimes when I'm really quiet, I think I can hear her, and I think I can feel her outside. It's just this whole concept of the perception, of a baby in utero. It's just like no clue, right? And he says something like, maybe we'll be able to eat with our own mouths and walk around, on our feet, and we won't have to have these umbilical cords connected to us. And so anyway, I just think it's a really neat illustration.
It's beautiful. It really is. Did Nouwen write The Wounded Healer, I wonder?
Yes. Yeah, that's the name of one of his books.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. There's a lot to think about there as it relates to, I mean, when I think of even Carolyn, I can see almost immediately that she had personality.
Mm-hmm.
And where does that, if we talk about the 4 P's of knowing, where does the personality come from when they come out? I mean, to me, it feels as if there's something already there that seems to be unfurling every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that, I mean, that's how I think I can look at her and say something like, I see her and see secret parts of myself that I can't articulate.
Mm-hmm.
And we've never had a
Well,
conversation, you know.
well, one of the things that just really jumped out at me with my daughter early on, I mean, not super early, not like infant level, but once she was able to talk and was able to pick up, a pen and markers and paper and stuff like that, I would just see some of the things that she would start to create. And she's like a fantastic visual artist. And that's something, that I've been pretty decent at over my life. But it was never anything at that age that I sat her down and I said, okay, here, let me teach you how to do this. It's just like she started putting pen to paper, and just these really impressive things started to come out at such like an early age. And it's just like,
Yeah.
the whole idea of, I know that's a little bit different than personality, but just some of the common traits, that you pass down from one generation to another. I thought that was pretty interesting.
I actually don't think it's much different from personality at all. I think those are extensions of the deepest part of a person that they can't seem to articulate in any other way.
No.
It's like anything. Maybe like a rose has a scent, it has colors, it has all these different kinds of attributes. Coming on, here he comes. Welcome, Shadow
What's
Man.
up?
What's up,
Thanks for
dude?
that.
That's sick. I like it. I like it.
This
Well,
is
it's really
this is my
it's
be-
perfect.
this is my best life.
I love it. Don't move.
Mark, do you have facial hair?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, because the time I saw you in person, you had no facial hair, so you look different to me now.
Yeah, a little bit. I do.
He looks like Shadow Man.
Oh,
He's
Chad,
all
I wanted
facial
to
hair.
I wanted to ask you something really quick.
Basically, he's
'cause
just become a facial head.
I have to
Yep.
hop off here, but I wanted to ask you a quick question. So I I extracted your Midwest
Did he
Metagelical.
pause?
Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if Chad can still hear me or not, but
Yeah.
I extracted the audio of your Midwest Metagelical that's on the branding that Paul plays on his channel. I extracted the audio of that song, and I just wanted to see if it was okay if I played that on my channel from time to time, since it's your song. Just wanted to make sure I got your permission before I did anything like that.
I mean, I'm happy that you're asking, but I'm also a little insulted because everything I play, I've stolen. So I encourage, take it.
All right. Just want to make sure. Okay.
I'd be honored.
Who'd you steal that from?
Well, Paul played it as branding on one of his live streams. I think the one that he did from Ireland. And so I just screen recorded it, and then I went and extracted it from that recording.
Chad makes lots of money off that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll pay you royalties.
Yeah, cool.
Like any money that I make off of playing that song, I'll send it straight to you. So
send it to McMosev's Ko-Fi.
Okay.
That's as good as sending it to me.
Yeah. All right. I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I get my channel monetized, I'll hop right on that.
The funny thing, Jeff, is your channel will probably be monetized like 200 years after you're gone.
Yeah, like Van Gogh.
Because like I saw this guy on Substack who's like trying to do these C.S. Lewis deep dives, and I actually like gave him a link to your channel. I was like, dude, you gotta, and
wow.
But he didn't respond. But I'm just like, man, there's so much going on there. It's kind of but it's kind of lo-fi in a way. You know, it's not flashy. And but I actually had to stop watching because I watch sometimes when I can, but I had to stop watching because you started reading the Pilgrim's Regress, and it sounded so good. Like I had to stop watching for a while because I didn't want spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I thought you were going to say something different. The Pilgrim's Regress is like steep slope C.S. Lewis, and it's only going to
yeah,
get worse. The next book that we're going to do is his first and probably most lauded academic work called The Allegory of Love, where he focuses in on the concept of courtly love from medieval literature. And so it's just really, I'm probably not going to understand over half of what I read, but I'm going to give it a shot.
cool. Well, if yeah. I mean, how much can anyway? I didn't mean to come into hijack the convo. I just saw you guys around here. Thought I'd hop on.
That's what I do. That's what we do. We were talking about Sleep Token for a bit, and I was talking about Watertown earlier because Watertown is an interesting town, an interesting model. Talk about the American Midwest town and what's
It's where Trek
where it's at
bicycles comes from.
today and why it's there. What?
There's a bit of a delay, but that's where
What?
Trek bicycles come from. Trek Bicycle Company.
Wow.
Yeah, probably
Wow.
one of the top. It was one of the top of the
Interesting.
line bikes there is. And the U.S. ones were manufactured there. I think that my wife's bike was made there. So, yeah.
Interesting. I don't know what's going on with my internet here.
So what else? Well, I guess
Hello?
you already talked about Watertown, but maybe I should have watched that because I think Watertown's a nice town.
Yeah, it is. I wonder about is there a delay or something?
Yeah, there's a
There must
delay.
be a delay. I don't get it.
Y'all sound normal to me.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's the thing about Watertown is I forgot. Yeah, you'll have to go back and listen. I was in a flow, but I don't remember exactly. It's kind of like the idea of like I don't like when I go through that town, I feel like it's a really beautiful town, and then it had a lot of promise, and then something happened that changed the spirit of the town, and it feels like the town became introverted in some way and is spiritually stifled to a degree or something. And so that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I feel like that's most smaller or medium-sized towns in Wisconsin, in a way.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I don't know what you mean, but I kind of know what you mean. It's like it is a beautiful place, but at the same time, it's said introverted. Yeah, there's more potential. And there's that little butcher there. They sell like local organic grass-fed beef, and it's really good.
I think it's called Glenn's.
Yeah.
My internet is being a complete jackass right now.
Well, I'm gonna bail. Maybe that'll help with the internet connection. I don't know, but it was good talking to you guys. Good to see you both. Have a great night, and maybe I'll catch y'all in the morning.
Yeah, Jeff.
You too,
All
Jeff.
right, have a good one, Jeff.
Take it easy,
Be
man.
well. Thanks for stopping by.
Sure. See ya.
What's on your mind, Mark?
Well, I just worked like 11 and a half hours, so my mind is pretty fried. But I was thinking about filler songs. I almost want to make a video about this thought I was having. Is there still a delay?
I don't know. Is there?
Well, I think maybe it's a little faster now.
It might be. Give me a high five
Yeah,
and see
actually,
how fast you can go.
All right.
Yeah.
High five right here. I don't know if that's user error or technological error. Operator error, I think. But no, I think it's a little faster.
Okay.
Even though Jeff isn't in England, I just think of him as in England.
Well,
because he was
Texas-
in England and he had some videos from there, and then he does C.S. Lewis, so he's like psychologically in England. I think of him as in England.
Yeah, but it's also Texas. Texas has got its own gravity system. Yeah, let's try that. I'll count to 3 and then we'll do 5. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay.
All right.
1, 2, 3. I guess so.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, by the way, I don't want to kiss butt, but that the Midwest Metagelical songs, I asked, would you steal it? Because I love the riff. I love your guitar lick in that. I mean, I like your melody and lyrics too, but yeah,
I stole the lyrical, the word metagelical, but
right.
what I meant by the things I steal is like all of my like branding are all pieces of like either usually music and video that I kind of take and upcycle and turn into whatever. But
yeah,
no, that it's a fun riff. I don't know where it came from either. I mean, I wrote it, but I don't know where it came from. But I do like it.
Have you ever thought about the rhythm pattern? Because it's not conventional. It's kind of like a math. It's like a mellow math rock thing. So
It's
I don't
weird,
know.
isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's. But see, I really like it when people can make a song that's a little bit off the norm, but still sounds good enough. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like anybody could make anything that's just wacky and crazy, but like if you it's like you push. I don't know. I don't see. We gotta do a stream called Art Therapy.
Yeah, it's interesting because like if I sit down and try to write like a song that is inane and ridiculous about something that is just random, like if somebody were to say whatever, write me a song about popcorn or something, I couldn't do it, not with the same kind of care, I think. And so a song like the Midwest Metagelical or the Ontology for Dummies, like they were fun and playful songs, and for me they were a bit of a revelation because most of the songs I've ever written were kind of like really serious and kind of existential, and in a lot of inside stuff going on there. And so Midwest Metagelical was and Ontology for Dummies are songs that were written out of love for other people and joy. It was like, so that's kind of interesting to me because it's not really my MO to write kind of upbeat songs, but I do want to, anything that I seriously want to commit to, like a finalized image, I want to make sure that it's beautiful. So I don't even know, I'm not trying to, it sounds kind of weird saying this stuff out loud because somebody might think it's pretentious that I'm talking about it. But the reality is like, if people don't talk about this stuff, and maybe somebody out there wants to write something and they don't know that they could just do it if they pour themselves into care. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Could they?
Maybe.
I mean, they could try. That's the only way. It's like there's all these videos on YouTube about how to be creative, how to get into a flow state, and it's how to be inspired. And I will not let myself watch any of those videos because they freak me out. Like I don't like the way you do it is just you do it. And I was thinking about, well, but yeah, when you're saying you can just do it, it's like you can just do it. You can just do anything.
Maybe you're right. There's something to that. Yeah.
But
yeah.
But go ahead.
No, I think you're right. Maybe one can't just do it. Yeah, it's
well. You know who could do it
to say because
is Bach.
Hendrix.
Johann Sebastian Bach. Dude, I've been listening to a lot of his stuff, and I'm just he just wrote so many notes. He would just do it, you know. And it's so there's this. So just doing, like, can anybody just write a song? Because I don't want to go off on a tirade, but so I picked up.
No, I think you're right.
I was at Barnes and Noble, and you know, I picked up some John Mark Comer book. I've never read a John Mark Comer book, but I was like, all right, I'll just open it up. And he was talking about how it's like not everybody is meant to be good at everything. That you might have a passion to be a songwriter and then just never be good at it. But in trying that, you will find something else that you are actually good at. And it's like actually still good to try at things that you're not good at. And I was like, that's an awesome thought. You know, like I really like that because there's things that I certainly wanted to be good at that I wasn't, you know, and I actually tried. I mean, one of them is like being a sponsor in AA. Like that was something I really wanted to do. And for years I tried and I was never that good at it, you know? But there are other things that I do. And like, how do you know if you're good at something? If you write a song and you absolutely love it and everybody tells you it sucks, but you still love it, like you did it, you know? But there's, but there are people like there is, I was thinking about, so you probably didn't see the Beatles documentary, Get Back, right?
Not yet.
So, hi Christian. In that documentary, what they do is it's a super long documentary of them making the album Get Back or Let It Be. And what the Beatles do is they sit around all day long in the studio and just play dog crap music. Like just be dorks and play covers and just make up really bad songs. And then every now and then they come upon some idea and then they just flesh it out and turn it into like a classic, you know?
Yeah.
And it's almost like they have to sit there and just play terrible music for hours and hours for fun. And in order to find the good song, you know? And I think
Yeah.
about like I just think about how much I love like on great albums, I love filler songs. Like not even the classics, you know? Like the
Mm.
songs that aren't the singles. Like those are some of my favorite songs
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
And
You're
it's
talking
almost like
about deep
the
cuts. There's
yeah.
there's a difference between a deep cut and a filler.
But
Because to me,
well,
filler is like a phenomenon that takes place on records where, like, yeah, there's a difference there. But yeah, I know. I think I understand what you're
well,
saying. But
when I say
my
filler, it's
understanding of a
almost
filler is like,
well, yeah, yeah. And I say that almost tongue in cheek, like is almost like most good albums are going to have songs that aren't the top songs, that aren't the singles and the well-known songs. But some of those songs are my favorites. You know, like you're not a Beatles guy, but I could like some of my favorite Beatles songs are like just short songs in between the classics. And like even like Nirvana, it seems like on his albums he would have a super catchy punk song and then some like art noise song and then another poppy song and then some like god awful noise song in between. And it's almost like it's necessary to go through the garbage. Like it's fun. It's almost like it's good to go through the garbage, you know? You got to go through the garbage to get
yeah,
to the treasure. And sometimes the garbage is treasure, like it holds it up, you know? It's almost like in a symphony by Beethoven, where like in the Ninth
yeah,
Symphony, there are parts of it like whole like 15 minutes where I'll just be like, this doesn't really sound that good to my ears, but I have to listen to it because eventually he's going to get to something absolutely awesome. And it's like he meant for you to listen to the stuff that doesn't sound that awesome first. And I think that like there's something about you have to just be willing to sound like crap for a while in order to find the you know the the banging to it. You know what I mean? Um, so
yeah,
anyway, that's just like filler and uh, experiments and all those things. It's almost like I don't know. It's just because I've been listening to Bach and he just he just keeps posting. He just posts and posts and posts all day. And it's like it's all good. Not all of it is the best, but it's all good. And then every now and then he just does something that it's like this guy did this 500 years ago. What is even the purpose of anybody making music, you know? Like and I mean that's just the way it feels sometimes, some of the stuff he pulls out. And so yeah, you just got to go through that through the trash to get to the treasure is what all I'm saying. And then the trash is not trash. So
nice. Christian,
What?
what have you? I'm bad at.
I'm sorry, you broke up. What am I? What? You kind of broke up for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my internet is shit. Yeah,
when you have
hear you.
three people, it
It's
slows
me.
down.
It's
So
not you.
I'm gonna get off here so Christian and you can
No,
have a.
you don't get off. You don't have to get up.
Well, I think me and Christian are up to date, and then Chad is behind.
Yeah,
Chad,
it's
you were
okay.
asking. What did
We
you
can
ask,
continue.
Chad?
What have you got to say about this? Welcome. What are your thoughts
Welcome.
on this?
On like finding like the diamond in the rough type stuff.
Yeah, well, like with music, with or really, I guess anything creative, because I have some thoughts on my experience with it, but But yeah, I love your thoughts on this.
Like the thing that has come up for me so much in the last couple of years of doing this, really, because I really didn't think much about myself as a creative when I was doing music more as like a career, because I was basically covering songs for a living. And and my goal was to try to cover them as close to the like original as possible. It wasn't even to like make them my own. I wasn't really even interested in that. And like coming online and like trying to do stuff in this space was the most creative endeavor that I've ever consciously experienced. And what helped me was a couple of things, which was because you kind of mentioned the lo-fi thing of just getting on and doing it, like related to Jeff's project, and Chad was a big influence on me on this, and just play, like entering into something with like that spirit of play initially, so that you're not overthinking, overdoing, like, and then allowing that to, like, if there was something that kind of lined up that kind of made sense to do something creative over again, was then to enter into a mindset that this is like craft, like a craftsman, as opposed to just I'm a creative or I'm a this or I'm a that. Like, and what that did was it allowed me to keep not, I didn't have to stay in the play mode all the time, but I didn't have to think that everything that I was doing had to be the final product. And but what I was doing was like developing like a craft, like, craftsmanship or something. And that changed a lot for me as I re-engaged in that kind of endeavor. So I think that's been something I've learned over the last couple of years. And before I just felt like a fraud. Like like try to dress, like try to look like a creative, try to live in that world, but not actually allow myself to do something creative, because I didn't really have enough belief that I had a lot to offer. That's my personal, because I'd look out and I'd look at people that had all these other resources, and I would think, well, they've got this, they've got that. What could I really bring? That's what I was comparing myself to. So something about parts of this little corner, and I mentioned Chad specifically, really unlocked that for me to participate in something creatively. So.
Oh, it's very nice.
Awesome.
Thanks for sharing that. No, the thing I'm thinking about there is that I've not thought about really before is I wonder how many people feel like you felt, where you didn't feel like you had much to offer as it relates to, like, let's say being like the creative beginning of something, right? And so like maybe, and then like there's that couple with this other idea of, well, I shouldn't do something because I'm not good at it, or I won't make money at it, or there's not like some telos to it, so what's the point? And so then when you have these two kind of things that are holding your existence in tension, that can be kind of bleak. And it kind of makes me think actually of what I was talking about earlier with like the Watertown folks. It's like, well, I mean, we're just born and we're going to live and we'll have our families, and maybe they stay together, maybe they won't. And then we'll just die someday. And it's like no, like I think what I love about the idea of the play is that it offers me a place where I can just be a fool, and I can actually have like, because when I remember like all right, when I think about like what are opportunities in our day and age to actually go and do recess like we would when we were kids or something, where you just kind of like could be creative and careless, and like that. So that to me is what this kind of stuff is. Um and I love the deep cuts and stuff like that. Mark is talking about the difference between a guy like Bach and like, I don't know, a lot of other creatives is a guy like Bach, like, or let's just say myself, like I don't know anything about music theory. Like I know nothing about it. I know what an E chord is, and I know what an A minor is, and a G chord, and all this stuff. But I don't know how they work. I don't know scales. I don't know. But there are people who can write music purely out of theory and never hear the music, who know what the music sounds like based on what's written on the page. And that to me is an interesting thing that I want nothing to do with. But not to say it's wrong. It's just for me that would be like a nightmare. Because like I don't have the kind of personality. No, go ahead.
Like there's like two extremes of that, because like people that can read a piano and know that you should play soft here, you should play loud here, it should build this just based off of what it's like written is, it's a skill and so that somebody could do and use in certain settings. And I don't know if I'd put like Bach in that category, or somebody like Charlie Puth. I don't know if you've ever listened to, he's a pop artist, but he's got like a perfect pitch, and he was really good at just like producing music. And he can just hear every note, and like he can tell you what it is, and he can play it, and but he has fun within that, with that. And he does fun and interesting things like through social media in ways it's kind of like he's playing whenever with what he's using. So I think there's like a middle ground where there's just kind of like you learned a skill and you can do it, but it doesn't really. And then there's people that have like an extreme, like, 1 out of a whatever number of some kind of gift related to it. And then, on that bell curve. And it's so, I don't know. And then the part about like music theory, I don't know, the Beatles. I mean, I don't know how much. I feel like they knew some stuff, and then you like just from playing for a long time, Chad, you figure there's patterns that you recognize that are theory. Technically, they're within the patterns of reality, but there's not like you're not trying to like necessarily like follow rules of what somebody would maybe teach you or something like that.
Yeah, there are extremes on that. I think that, like you watch these, like I've watched YouTube videos of people like classical or jazz musicians who know all the theory, and you listen to their original music and it's pretty boring, but then that's one of the things about Bach that fascinates me is, for one, he like one of his most famous works was just meant to teach people how to play music. It was literally just an instructional course, and that's where like Beethoven learned how to play piano. But then on the other hand, like I listen to his music and there's so much creative depth to it at the same time. Like it's super technical, and I know the basics of music theory, like like folk, country, rock music theory. I know maybe a little bit more than that, but it's like I have no idea what he's doing, but I feel like he's using it a lot of the time in a in like a spiritual way, like because he wrote tons of Lutheran hymns and stuff like that too, and they're bangers, they're really good, they're simple, and he was a Christian, and that's another thing about. I don't want to get too into it. I've just been thinking a lot about Bach, and yeah, I'm gonna probably do my own stream that has like 3 viewers that I just go off and just talk about Bach for like 45 minutes, even though I don't know the music. Like I'll try to search like what did Bach do, like what is he doing, because I know he's doing something, but I don't like I'm not that deep into music theory to know, you know. But I want to know because I know he's doing like I know enough to see there's something going on there that's more because you have like art versus craft, and there it's like I feel like it's a perfect blend of both going on in in my opinion. But whatever.
A lot of theory that's taught is just teaching what Bach did, because he identified the patterns of like it's called point and counterpoint and how harmonics work together. And he was kind of known as the guy that set because he put out so much work that he set the, like, he kind of, in a sense, his work was standardizing something in a lot of ways. I'm an undergrad in, church music, and that's like a long time ago, and I don't remember a whole lot of it, but that was something I thought was kind of, when we were learning like parts of theory that were basically harmony, like point and counterpoint in what he was doing on this, on the staff, was like, that's like the foundation for a lot of how we understand it. But what was he creating something? No, I mean, that stuff's just, that's frequencies that exist, and they are pleasing or non-pleasing, dissonant more or less to us at different, in different intervals. And as a result, like, you're tapping into some kind of sacred reality about the world and about creation when you harness that, say, with the pipe organ, which was what he was doing. And he did have an aim. He was a church musician. He was hired church musician in Germany, and it was and he wasn't even that wealthy. He had a bunch of kids, and they were poor, and he died relatively young. But all his he signed all his work, solely for the glory of God. So I mean, that was part of what drove him. I think he had a temper too, but most
Yeah.
impassioned people do. No, you can Google GBT me on those facts that I may or may not be accurate about.
Oh yeah, I've already like lied 5 times in this probably.
I love this.
Yeah. Well, I saw Dan's comment saying that. What does he say? Theory can be a lubricant. When you know where to go, when you chase where it should go, it's no bueno. And like, I was watching this good professional like studio guitarist musician one time, and he was saying that, you don't let your hands lead you. You lead your hands with your heart. It should start in the heart, and then you use the theory to, because like these scales, they're like, the pattern on the guitar, and if somebody's in a certain key, that you can just, your fingers know the way to make it sound acceptable. But if your head has an idea, then it has to control your hands, and that's like, it might actually be less technical in that way, but sound better. So anyhow,
I liked in the book, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. You have the 2 twin brothers who were doing these kind of they were basically I think they were referred to as idiot savants or something. I don't know the technical term, but they had this thing that only they could do, and they couldn't even like do actual addition or subtraction or anything like this. But they were playing this game with each other where they would say these prime numbers, and they were going up these prime numbers, astronomical prime numbers, and they only knew, and they didn't even know what they couldn't articulate what they were doing, but they were doing it, and nobody knew what they were doing. and um, I think of that and the way that some people just have what's going on with my internet. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but whatever. They have these creative talents where they can't say what it is or how it is that they're doing it, but they do have these things clearly, and they're beautiful. And those are, and I feel like some of the things that I've done creatively are maybe they're not like I'm not saying they're as beautiful as like these two twin brothers who are having all these prime number exercises they were doing, but the things that I do creatively are in a similar vein of not knowing what it is I'm doing or how I'm doing it. And that's something that I've done my whole life. And I've done that with all of the different stuff, like the either whether it was songwriting or poetry or wood carving. I don't know how to carve wood, and yet there's these things that I've done. And I don't. If I were to do it again, maybe I could do it again, but I wouldn't. Like I don't know what that means, or like the problem with some of this stuff too is like I wrote the story for the zine, and I really like the story. I think it's a very good story, and I'm very happy that I'm getting to share it. But and I really want to write some more. But right now,
Did they already come out?
the problem is I've noticed that no, it's not out yet. But the thing is I've noticed that it's a good story, or at least in my mind, it feels like a good story, and that is starting to corrupt where I'm going to do with the next story. So now I have to basically tank the next story just so I can get back on track. And it's like this weird thing that because I can't afford to know or to notice there, because it's something to do with a lack of humility or something. This thing that I constantly have to wrestle with, and I just want to be honest about this because like I need to be willing to put out so that I can feel okay or something. Because like oftentimes if I approach it in that attitude where I don't care how beautiful it is, if I just want to have fun while I'm writing it, if I can do that, then I know that I will have had a good time doing it. Sometimes it happens to be that something nice comes out on the other side, which is really cool. But nobody's ever going to pay me a penny for any of the art that I've ever made, and I'm okay with that. And I also don't know where maybe the heat death of the universe comes, or 100 years from now, or 10 years from now, nobody ever knows who the hell Chad Albin is or the work that he made. Who gives a shit? But part of me does give a shit. So it's weird. It's this weird thing that I'm constantly wrestling with. Do I hope in 10 years, 20 years, or 10 years after my death that they'll say, "Oh, you remember that guy," or maybe they don't know who I am, but they know what the different works of art are. That would be cool. I don't have to deal with it, right? But somebody else can enjoy it or whatever. And God, this sounds so narcissistic, but I gotta just be honest about it.
I bet in 50 years, there's going to be like a resurgence in some foreign country with like 15-year-old kids that discover your YouTube channel, and like it'll become a big thing for like 5 years.
He's talking to you, Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing, in the modern worship culture that I kind of came up in the early mid 2000s till mid 10s was like, all right, this is supposed to be pointing to people to God, but to like try to make a career out of it and trying to like become a good performer and a good like singer or band leader, and promote. You had to promote yourself, and that always felt like a dissonance. And I think part of like what I came to later was at least like the making money off of not making. I've made money off of my YouTube channel since I had 500 subscribers, and you could turn on memberships. And I the way I approached that for me related to this stuff was like, I don't want to get into that performative contradiction to where, for me, like if there's a part of me inside of me that really does wish that something would be recognized, again, like you can do the math. You can go look at how many channel members I have and multiply that by, it's not very much. And I could show you my AdSense now that I have it, that, it's like cents on the dollar per month. It's nothing. But I think there was a part of me that was like, I don't want to be in the position to like say, no, this can't. And then if I ever wanted to, now I feel like a hypocrite or something like that. That was difficult for me in the past, because then when I was trying to like do stuff for the Lord, like, and I was trying to, but no, it's not about the money, but like, this is literally how I'm trying to make my income. That's rough. And so those are, and it's not, any substantial part of income at all, but it has meaning behind it. The people that choose to support the channel in whatever way. And so that's different. And so that's how I kind of deal with some of that side of things. But like, as far as like wanting to be known or discovered, or the word that has come back to me a lot recently is significance. Like, I think I've struggled, I don't know if struggle is the right word, but like for a large part of my life, maybe all my life, Chad, in a similar way, when you're trying to like go through those mental gymnastics of like wanting for your life to have meaning and significance. And how do we know without some kind of feedback mechanism? And is that comments? Is that views? Is that your friend thought it was cool, that you sent it to? Is it money? Is it just you watching it back and thinking that was cool? Like, I mean, there's a lot there. And is it a certain number? Is it not, I don't know, but those are, I mean, I think that we talk about dopamine, or we talk about like doom scrolling, or we talk about these things, like it's a real part of how our attention works. And so I think it's just, if for me, it would develop into a shadow if I didn't acknowledge it or have it at least be available. Not that like it has to be successful, but that there's like something significant related to it for me.
I recently heard a quote from Bob Dylan, which is like a new quote, and I'm misquoting him completely, but he said something like, they said, "What's like your biggest surprise currently?" And he's like in his 80s, and he said something to the effect of just how he was so surprised of how little impact he actually had compared to what he thought he was going to have. And that's Bob Dylan saying that, like or it was something like just how little of an impact I had on everything. And that's insane, but that's how he feels.
And what's crazy is like, I've barely listened to any Bob Dylan in my life, but I've heard Robert Barron quote Bob Dylan like about once a year the last 10 years of my life. And so it's like it's interesting when we think about what it means to have impact. He'll never know that, or doesn't know that. But I mean, we can't know, and that's why we want the feedback mechanism. Like he wished he had some bigger level than maybe record sales. Even, you know, he was looking for maybe like political, something that he could attach a one-to-one. Like, I wrote this song. The song changed this congressperson's mind, and this bill got. I don't know, you know, but you're looking for something concrete to attach. We many times we do.
I was listening to Bob Dylan today, and I was listening to some of his deep cuts, and it was like, this is so good, in my opinion. And I kind of understood how he felt. Like if I would have written something like that, I would have been really proud of it. And now there's like millions of Spotify musicians on. It's like, so what does it even matter that he wrote these brilliant deep cuts? Um, but it matters, like, because if I ever would make a song that people that I respect their opinion enjoy it, like that's kind of like a win for me. You know, that's because like you were saying, Chad, well, when you wrote your songs about, and it was like out of love, you know. um, I've I've written a couple things where it's not like I was writing it for people, but I had certain situations in mind, other people in mind, and I was able to kind of get that in a frame. And then it seemed like it meant something to people, and that was like, that's it, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing special,
So
but I was able to tap something.
yeah. I think well, I mean, even the branding stuff, I just all of that it's all made for a friend or for my friends here. It's all inside. It's being able to find a niche where I can tell an inside joke and like have connection, and that to me is important because I don't really have a lot on the ground opportunity for that. And so sometimes I might think, oh, am I an artist or something, or do I like to do art? And then what it really is boiling down to is I'm a tile setter. My job, I'm a tile setter, and I'm a father, and I'm a husband, and I need to work on all three of those. I so happen to get to have outlets where I can um, uh, um, have these creative expressions where, and oftentimes, almost all the time, I have no idea where any of this creative stuff is coming from. You know what I mean? Oh, look who's in the house. We got a new to the show, old to the friends.
What is up?
Uh, and my um, internet
Are
is
y'all?
trash.
Let me see if I can get better. Are y'all able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You can't hear me
Man,
though.
I can hear you through but yeah, I don't. I'm new to this game. I don't know the technical sides of it.
You're
It's an
doing
honor,
great.
Chad, to meet you. I have heard great things about you, my friend. So it's a privilege to even just interact here.
Oh, it's great, dude. Welcome, Seth. I've heard you had. I've heard the conversation you had with your friend Christian. Go over to the old CBAX channel, and that's a great conversation. And
Oh man,
I'd like to, yeah, I want to, yeah. So the topic of
I'm,
this,
I'm
welcome.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. But go ahead, your topic. I was listening. I was getting tuned into it. I was really excited by it.
Yeah, this idea of playing without, for me, anyways, it's to do. It is serious play because I do pour myself into these things once I get playing. It's not a joke, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
But there is also this. I think there has to, for me, and maybe Yeah, for me, there's once it's been played, let it go, and I do have trouble sometimes dealing with that because uh, I don't know if it's kind of like inside of me as far as like my formation. Like I grew up loving like the greats, so of course I wanted to be like the greats. I never wanted to be famous because I saw that and that just seemed like completely absurd to me, and still does. Um, but I do like the idea uh, of a living headstone. I like that,
Yeah.
um, but not about me, but about um, again because I don't know where any of this stuff comes from. So it can't be me. I'm a tile setter. I'm not a genius. So
That's a living headstone. I'm sorry to cut into your thing, but today I had an experience where another real rough day at work and arguing and fighting with people basically. And then I was driving back and I needed to find a place to do my paperwork. And I just wanted to find like a shade. It was like 95 degrees today. I just wanted to find a shaded park where I could park in and so I found a cemetery and I was like, it was almost one of those moods where it was like really very nice to be there because I was just like so sick of everything. I was like, this is the perfect place. And so I parked there, and then all of a sudden, Tombstone Blues by Bob Dylan came on, which is it. So, but anyway, fellas, thanks for talking. It was good to see you all. Christian, keep posting, and Seth, good to meet you. Chad, always a pleasure.
Hey,
Love
good
you.
to
Take
meet
it
you.
easy.
There.
thanks for coming, Mark. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you care if I comment? Can I? Is that cool?
Please do.
So, yeah, talking about art and creativity and all that stuff, and whether or not we want it to be heard or not heard or whatever. I I don't know. I mean, so many years ago, I was in a band. It was like a Christian new metal band and all that. And I mean, there's a reason I'm not in a band anymore. I mean, we weren't that good, right? But it was genuine and it was sincere. And I just I put it out there and we did our shows and we played our music and it was something that I was led into. Like it wasn't I mean, of course you want it to go somewhere when you're doing it. I mean, that's the enjoyment of it. It's like, wow, I am really able to express myself. I'm really able to be sincere. I want this I want to carry this out into the world, right? And then, you know, it does or it doesn't or anything like that. But I think when it didn't succeed technically, like from a status. So, it eventually fades away or falls apart. Things change, band members break up, things like that. But hey, what's up? And, but I guess my point is it was pure in its moment. It left its mark. And then 10, 15 years later, some guy from Peru or something calls me up or contacts me, finds me. He's like, hey, can I have some copies of this? Right. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, and I send it to him and he puts it on YouTube and whatever, 1,900 people or something see it. And, it's received or it isn't received, but I don't care. But there was a time where I buried it. Like, God gives you those talents and then you bury it because you're afraid of it not being good enough or being embarrassed or whatever. And, I think at that moment, I kind of was just like, whatever, it is what it is. It was genuine, it was pure. And then, it's impacted who it's impacted, and it's been liked by who it's been liked, and it's been ignored by who it's been ignored by. But it when it's in your heart, you can't, it's the rocks are going to cry out if you don't let it out, if you don't express it in whatever way that is, you're burying it and it's not there to be buried. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm making a point or not, but what I was embarrassed by, maybe, or somewhat like, it didn't meet the standard. Now I look back on it and I'm proud of it because it was sincere and it was real and it was heartfelt, right? So I don't know. I did it for me. I did it for the Lord. I did it for truth, So I think that's where it means something. I don't know.
Definitely.
Yada yada.
I found too that I can't not do it. That's the other thing. Like, I don't care where it goes, but I know that I have to use
And I
something.
can't hear you,
whatever it
Chad.
is.
So I'm sorry if.
Oh,
No, you're good, Chad. I think if you rejoin Seth,
yes.
the StreamYard bug happens sometimes.
Yes,
I
Seth.
gotcha.
Oh, you can't hear me anyways. Yeah, sometimes the StreamYard is a bitch. What's up, guys? Deadass came in first. That sounds like a horse name. Deadass in first.
I've solved this problem already. I mean, nobody likes my answers to things, but I've solved it. You got to do both. Okay, you have to genuinely pursue quality as intensely as you can, having reckless abandon to the consequences, not caring about how it's going to be received. Just pursue quality regardless. And then obviously you also have to be ridiculous and have fun and enjoy with friends. You have to do both those things. Like, those are both necessary, and they're somewhat compatible, but not totally. And I don't know. I need to do both. Like, I can't. I feel like if I'm just doing friendship and I'm not actually pursuing anything that's like deep, not to say friendship isn't deep. It is deep, but it's something like I need both. Like, I need to go all out on something, and I need fellowship. Like, I do need both. And also, it's not fair to hold everyone to Kierkegaard has this thing where he's like, you treat yourself objectively and you treat everyone else subjectively. It's not fair to go all out on anybody else other than myself. But I know deeply that, like, at the end of my life, if I did not go all out, I would regret that. It's like, hey man, I had a chance to go all out and I didn't do it. And I'm middle-aged, man. We get one shot. Let's go. Let's see what happens. And let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, it's a matter of what does all out mean. Ezra, welcome.
What? I think that, you were talking about.
Hey, am I in there?
You are.
Yep, you're good.
To me, you were talking about the two aspects of the spirit, the vertical and the horizontal. And I don't think that true friendship can be just horizontal. I don't think it can. It's like the I used to call it a Vervaekean friend, because Vervaeke said, like, you can have a buddy, or you can have like an acquaintance, or you can, like, a real friend is like, I'm committed to you being wiser and you're committed to me being wiser. Now that's Vervaeke. I might say, like, I'm committed to you loving better and you're committed to me, loving better. That's horizontal because we're friends, but it's a vertical because we're united towards something that is beyond. And I wanted to also say, I had a breakthrough once thinking about Bob Dylan. I probably thought about Bob Dylan more maybe than almost anyone else in my life. Like, how could I be like Bob Dylan? Because I'm not. So, like, how could I be more like Bob Dylan, And then I had a breakthrough thinking about the thousands of, like, the back of the bathroom stalls in the thousands of venues where Bob Dylan's taking a shit. And how much of his life was staring at the back of these doors or stalls in the back of, the United Center or some arena or some crappy club somewhere, and just being like, ugh.
Do you think it went like this when he urinated? That was saying,
Like, ugh, shouldn't have, whatever. And it helped me realize, like, Bob Dylan's never been Bob Dylan ever. He's never once got to see Bob Dylan. He saw the audience. I've been on a stage, like, it's nothing like seeing some incredible performer at all, and it's like I used to tell people, like, like we look at pictures of people, and like people give you like a picture, they take a selfie or whatever. It's like, if you really want to take a picture of yourself, take a picture from your point of view. That's all you've ever seen. That's you, right? All this other stuff, that's like for us, like we see that, but like you don't get that. We get that. It's also weird. I was just watching this movie I quite like about battle rap. And it's very interesting because it's about these people becoming battle rappers and the trade-off of, like, are we friends or are we like sacrificing to this higher thing, which is like being the best battle rapper.
The culture.
And the movie is like a spiritual movie about battle rap. And it's very moving to me and powerful, but it is strange because you're like, well, I don't know that battle rap is like, for the good, But this is a movie about how the horizontal is not enough. You've got to have the vertical. I went into Neil for a second there. Did you hear that? It sounded like
Yeah,
Neil.
I did. You sounded like the most normal for a second.
I've got
Timmy
nothing
Tayo.
to say.
It's Tayo,
I've got
not
nothing
Tayo.
to say. Yo. You always go with the full name. That's crazy. I've got nothing
Okay,
to
T.
contribute, but I like what Ezra just said, so I want you guys to keep pulling on that thread. I'll jump in where I can. But I came on mainly for Christian. I have not seen Christian and been on live with Christian in like 7 years. I don't know if he's back or if he's going, but good to see you, my friend.
You know what this reminds me of? I gotta play this real quick. Stick around, T. Don't leave, bro. I got this thing. Now I wonder if you remember this.
Yeah, I gotta cook up some Rosania.
Greetings and welcome to the Friday Morning Nameless. You are about to endeavour in a viewing of a conversation where we bros engage in Diabrogos. Thank you for watching.
I really missed that, Brandon. The Friday morning nameless, Friday morning rando, Friday morning conversation.
Diabrogos.
That's good. That's good. Is that a new one, or can I steal
It's
that?
Diablo.
Yeah, dude. Sorry.
What was that movie, Ezra? What was that movie called?
Oh, the movie, it's called Bodied.
Oh, yeah, that's Eminem production.
Yeah, from 2018, I think.
I think Marshall Mathers produced that film.
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Welcome.
New problems. All right, thank you.
No, dude, it's StreamYard, dude. StreamYard is sometimes I don't know if it's like FBI or MI6. Whatever it is, it gets stupid.
Well, you can see in this beard that I'm technologically challenged, right?
And it's same with the rest of us. Luckily, there's like low cost to entry as far as like, aptitude for this. All you just got to do is like be able to come on and talk, and I could barely do that. So if I could do it, you could do it.
I appreciate the grace. Thank you.
I mean,
Yeah. If Neil can do it, we can all do it.
yeah.
Neil is very savvy.
Yeah.
Being technologically challenged is like it gets you brownie points around. Yeah.
Yeah, don't follow my example.
Right.
People will make suspect of it.
Yeah. Christian came in with all his tech and lighting, and we were like, fed.
Speaking of feds, so how is your time going as of late, Christian?
Me?
Yeah.
Just started a new job. So yeah, that's
Congratulations.
thank you. It's in my actual town of residence, which hasn't been the case really for like almost 7 years. So that's a big change. And yeah, it's more of a Monday through Friday deal too. So, you know, when I first hopped on, like for tax purposes, I had to take off a month of work. And so like I'd been playing for like 3 or 4 months, and then I took all of April off, and I just started like doing 3 podcasts a week. So my rhythms are a different phase now, but you know, I had Seth is down here in the corner. We've been friends for almost 15 years. And so I've never brought anybody officially like into this space from also where I live, which I had him on the channel a few weeks ago, and we've been reconnecting and talking, and so that's also been actually a real presence in, you know, is our friendship and what we've been kind of encouraging one another here locally. And so I saw Chad. I've been sending him Chad links to like different stuff. I was like, hop on here, and like it just so happened tonight was like a good night for me to like come up here, and I was like, send him the link. Cause he commented on one a few weeks ago, and then I was like, you should just jump on. And so part of this whole endeavor has also been trying to connect Seth to the space, because he's also a creative person that he's trying to figure out what to do with some of that energy right now that he has. Because that's another thing I would say is, like old Chris McDonald, the waves of obsession related to a lot of the rhythms in this corner. Like in my life, you kind of go through waves where inspiration yields a lot more energy towards something creative, and that's been also a really good teacher in this space as well.
Yeah, Chris really cooked with that name, didn't he? Waves of Obsession. That's so apt for how a lot of us end up in this space, and how long we stay for depends on how long the obsession lasts.
Yeah. And what's cool is like I got his phone number. So you know, like once in a while we'll text each other or something. So whether or not he decides to be creative here, I know he still is. I know he just made some brandings. I think the last thing he made was some brandings for Grizz for savings throws. But I mean, like, that's the thing. To me, it's like the being able to play with my friends and to make friends is really cool. So like for my birthday, I got a whole month of StreamYard, and that's what we're dealing with here. And I have maybe 10 more days until it runs out. I may or may not re-up it, whatever. The big thing for me is I can be like insane with this stuff. And so what's nice is like to like consciously maintain a hobby is important for somebody like me, because this is a hobby. This is not a job. And yeah, so that's one of the things, I guess. If you're Seth, if you got some like stuff that you'd like to create, and to just hop in and start playing and talk to folks, and like it's everybody here is a character in some sense, in some weird overarching story that seems to have been written at the beginning, at the foundations of a being, and for some reason we're all here, and we've well, I've met everybody on the screen except you, Seth. I may have ran into you at some point, I don't know, but I for sure met the other guys.
Yeah.
And it's cool, man. It's yeah. I'm gonna get a sparkling water on the back.
Just on the serious play topic, I do think there's like I said, I like a lot of what Ezra was saying about the idea of competition and play and that thin line between them, and how friendship can be formed on that very thin line between competition and play. It reminds me of the you sort of have to fight your friend, especially if you're male. You have to either fight with a friend to really go deeper in that friendship sort of a thing.
Yeah, it's intimidating to kind of just like jump in here and be there, but I don't know. I mean, it feels solid, feels warm in its way. So I'm just kind of soaking it up, to be honest with you.
Oh, keep soaking.
I appreciate it. I'm a sponge, man. I'm a sponge.
What I missed?
Christian, I just want you to know, as someone who was like watching in the Hive Mind before, you playing with that tool makes you look like a psycho. It looks like you're thinking about the list that you've got in your brain, and you're just clipping them off one at a time.
Is that a new
It's just
product that you're
Yeah, I'm
actually-
sponsored by Gerber Multi-Tool.
Nice.
Gerber Multi-Tool for all your ADD needs. Yeah. It's a sweet deal. They sent me an awesome contract. I got to tell you guys.
Nice.
That's why he's back.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a nervous thing for me. A lot of the podcasts I've done, I go get like coffee beforehand and I take that little sippy thing out, that little sip cup thing, and I play with it almost the whole time I'm talking, because it's like I do that with pins too. I don't know. I don't think I
Right.
used to. I think I've developed that in like about the last 10 years.
Oh,
So it's just like a fidget spinner thing, you know, like kids do. I don't know if it's real, but this just happened to be on this desk. And so I just was like, and I haven't had it very long because they just sent it to me because I'm sponsored.
That's funny.
well, as someone who, my manager at work gave me a bag of just fidget toys just so I can have something to do with my hand instead of being distracted. So I can relate.
Yeah, but I could imagine this looks much more serial killer-esque than your fidget spinner.
It's when the knife pops out and you can look on your face.
Yeah, and you're from the UK, and that's like your most deadly weapon there. So it's,
That's true. That's PTSD for my people.
it's like, oh my gosh, the knife. Here it's like, yeah, exactly. That's like the Crocodile Dundee scene.
No.
That Crocodile Dundee scene, and you know, he's like, "Oh, you think that's a knife? No, man, this is a knife." For all you,
No, well, we don't do that.
I love that Brandon so much, and the time that he gets.
Actually, I think Christian, you're
Let me
the
go
first
get
one I
my
ever dropped
machete.
it
I'll
on.
be right back.
I was what? Oh, you used that on me the first time, probably. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, which is so hilarious. Ah, man. My internet is just so trash. What good is StreamYard if you can't actually use the internet?
Yeah, it's not as bad as it was with that when I first started watching with Jeff was on. I think it was almost like a 2 or 3 second delay. Maybe it still is.
Chad, you're muted. You're back now.
That branding that I just played, it just now played for me.
Okay.
The PVK one?
Really?
Yeah, that's how long the lag
man.
was
Like on YouTube?
on me. For me in my studio.
Whoa.
That's how long the lag was.
Whoa.
But it sounds like the lag is not on StreamYard because you're responding in real time.
Yeah.
Just the audio.
Yeah, maybe we are reset. We're reset.
We're back.
Thank you, Charter Communications. Is it Charter?
Charter.
I don't know. My wife pays the bills. I don't even know. No idea.
Charter.
I've missed you guys. This is a conversation.
So
Go ahead.
Seth, what kind of what have you been exploring around these strange waters?
I just well, I sat with Christian a couple times. We recorded a couple things, and then I kind of stalked on you guys a little bit. He sent me a link, and I just kind of watched one of your shows, and then he has just bombed me with videos and episodes from different people around your space, and I've just been kind of watching those and getting caught up on those, and just I don't know. So that's about.
There's no way to catch up.
Yeah,
There's no way to catch up.
Yeah, I tried catching up, and this was 5 years ago, and I failed. There is no way to catch up now. It's impossible.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's for me, it's so, I'm just not a very big, like, I've never was into Facebook and social media and all that. And it just, I don't know. My limited reality, my limited physical space. I mean, I just don't have a lot of people that I connect with or just really have a good conversation with. I have a good relationship with Christian and that. So to get on and hear people just casually talking about things, little, both surface things and deeper things. It's just, I don't know. It's just the openness and the casual aspect of it. It just really, it just feels comfortable. And I don't know. So I've just kind of been, casually watching and just kind of enjoying the banter and all that. So.
So
Excellent.
that's the way to do it. Like Megan said, just jump in. She had her first live stream this morning.
Yeah. There's two places I would say to try to catch, if you want to try to catch up, which you'll never be able to do, but if you want to try to,
Yeah.
two places to go to are the Grim Grizz show and then the Paul Vanderklay show. Everything else
All right.
is really great. Kind of like, I would almost say like the Living Water, which is like the kind of like the classic idea of like the water cooler around at the company that everybody
Yeah.
kind of hangs out about. But like the primary kind of inlet and outlet waters are probably PVK and Grim Grizz.
All right.
Anyone
That's
except
my-
Luke Thompson.
Well,
Everyone else is good.
when we're talking about anything, we're talking about everything. Am I right?
Yeah.
The Mosaic Vision, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Now, there's a guy named Luke Thompson. If you haven't seen him already, I think he's probably the best person at making people feel comfortable to come on a live stream and talk and just open up. So he's very good at that.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen him already, Christian can point you in the right direction. But
Awesome.
And if you're up early enough, I would very much recommend the new formed morning crew with Soward, Megan, Olsen, Scott, and Chad being like the OG grandfather helping those guys. It's really cool.
What's Megan's handle?
Seeking Genuine, she just posted. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I tend to be the first one late to the party. If that makes sense.
Fashionably late with all
Just
that.
click the link below. Make sure your camera's on and your penis is put away. Yep. All right. None of that. What?
Well, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary.
My camera might not be on, but I can confirm my penis is put away.
That's the
Yeah.
one rule. That's the main rule around here.
Don't cut to your lap game.
Unfortunately, it has been broken once. That was
That was the yawn god incident.
Yawn God.
of
whether that was him or not, it's still attached to his handle or that season of the corner.
we go through these periods of controversy, but that one was it was someone did something who claimed to be someone. The person then denied doing it, and that went on for about a month. And I would say that
I'll
person's
tell you, I'm trying to
reputation is
navigate
large.
between screens and comments and all that stuff. So this is pretty new to me.
But I would say Yawn God's reputation is largely repaired at this point. It took about a year, but I think it's largely repaired. So I think he's okay. You attend enough Bible studies and you atone. You atone, even for the sins of others, even if it wasn't him who committed the sin. You know, that's what it means to take on the sins of the yawn.
Ezra, were you at Midwest Estuary, Ezra?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I kind of came into all this, was
just
that
have-
Midwest tour. I didn't know about any of the I knew who PVK was, but I didn't know there was any other channels or anything else going on.
Yeah.
Until just leading up, I guess just
feel
leading
like
up
I'm
to
missing
that, I
some
looked at a
sound
little
here.
bit of stuff.
Corn cob, Chad.
Loud. He says he's muted. Maybe it's Danimal.
Who's Danimal? Hello, Danimal.
Yeah, there's typing. Could also be Ezra.
No.
Oh,
No, Danimal's
hands free since
typing.
'93.
Danimal's typing something. He said he can hear, but he can't. We can hear your keyboard, so just talk.
Yeah, we don't take kindly to not talking around here.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
can hear.
Yep,
Oh, well,
we can hear you.
You can't see me though?
No.
Uh-oh.
Well, it says everyone can see and hear you right on the bottom.
This is
of my
how it
screen.
begins.
We can
I
see
mean, it
your
says
like
it
an
right
avatar.
there,
We,
text.
we see an avatar.
In
Oh,
letters.
it's Dan. It's Jasma.
Dan
Yeah.
Jasma.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't trying to be cryptic.
That was a
but
close
then-
one.
But then I thought I'd it, you know?
Like,
I-
why
I-
is he?
I-
Why
I
is he
wasn't
trying to
lying
show us
about
the D?
The message that says I can be seen, and you know.
All we can see is your D.
Well, that ought to be enough.
Yeah, that's a little suspect, as they say.
All right, how do I fix my camera? You should be able to see me. Tech support.
Let's see.
Command E.
Command E.
That is.
Glory. All right, maybe you just need to hear me. Maybe it's maybe I got more of a radio face, you know.
The tech has decided.
We'll just
Bro, my whole thing is jacked up. I can't even. Right.
yeah.
I can't even. I can't even.
Can't even, man.
I
Can't even.
Dan, why don't you try leaving and rejoining?
All right, I will do just that.
Yeah.
See how it happens.
Nice.
I think I need
And we're
to.
back with the turkeys. It's not even. You got the wrong holiday. You need 4th of July flags flying, not the turkeys. You know,
I like the turkeys.
we're
Those
not
aren't-
in Kansas anymore or
See, I
November.
can hear Chad and Christian, but I can't hear. Is it Ezra and?
Oh yeah.
You're not missing much of Neil, so that's good. Dude, yeah, I don't know. I think I need to actually do some sort of like work with my computer.
Oh, there
and
we
get
go.
it like I don't know how do you
There you
turn down the whatchamacallit, like or
audio, my
fix,
brother.
how do you fix the memory on your computer or something? Maybe
I
there's
can't hear you.
Like defragging or something?
I can hear Daniel.
Shut your other programs down. It's one.
There's literally
Christian, can you
nothing running.
twiddle the Gerber again, please?
Twiddle the Gerber. What did he just say? I don't get it.
Yeah.
No, I got no audio. Oh, this is cruel. I think Neil is subverting me. He's
Yeah, we can
subverting
hear
Neil.
you.
Wouldn't be the first time.
This is a really shitty show.
Oh, don't say
I
that,
don't get
Chad.
much.
Don't go down that route. Don't go down that route. That road.
Much cooler in real life, I'm telling you.
It's literally kicking Neil out and bringing him in all by itself.
Really?
That's what- yes. And what's interesting, Ezra, you can hear me in real time, which is nice.
Yeah. Yep.
I can too.
That's because you guys are only like 50 miles away from each other. You know, the speed of light slows down up there north. It's like
It's true. Speaking of,
Like hundreds of miles. But
if Ezra ever actually moves out, I'm saying it right here. If Ezra ever needs to move, we should put together a moving party for Ezra, and I'll cut it out. What do you guys think about that?
I think it would be enough just to
oh yeah. There's the stack. Substack.com. At the bottom of the stack. Substack.com.
see, this is what I meant by the vertical.
And the horizontal. Look at the turkeys,
Right.
everybody.
Here, yeah, let me edit this. Okay.
It's like, you know, if you participate in the stream effectively, you move up.
Yeah, how do I do that? I can't like move them. How do you move them independently though? That's what I want to know. Like, can I grab? Can I just drop the guys in any place? Dude.
One thing people could do potentially is they could, you know, they could add a second chair if they on their StreamYards. So then somebody else at least has the, you know, maybe it spreads out the StreamYard
Yeah.
problems or something.
I used to have Neil on my account, but then
Last time you did that, got your channel deleted. Let's not repeat that mistake.
that wasn't a mistake.
No, the mistake was adding me to the account.
Oh yeah, maybe. Oh my gosh.
Oh, boom. Am I back?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. It's just adding him and kicking him out at the same time without.
Am I up in here?
Dan, what's on your mind?
Oh, mainly tech support, man. Am I coming through now?
You're
You
a
are.
little quiet. Yeah,
Oh.
we can hear you, but you're.
All right. Does that help?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
I can lower the boom. How often do you get to say that and actually do it?
That's. Boom.
You guys just look like you're having a good time, so you know, I had to put it to a stop. How we doing?
Well, I'm doing good.
I can't hear anything. This is unbelievable. You hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We can hear you just fine. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Is this a humiliation ritual?
No.
I mean,
No.
Could be.
Yes.
it might
Yes.
also be that. Yeah.
A Christian humiliation ritual.
Right? Is that saying if you're gonna brand it,
We're
maybe
a
that'd
human
be
totem pole.
yeah.
I love it.
Assisted
Surrounded by
sanctification, maybe. You know,
Oh,
kind of
man.
holding your hand through tearing away of your pride. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. Nice to meet you, Seth. My name's Dan. And I'm hearing nothing again.
I don't know if Seth can hear you.
Okay. Well, that's perfect.
I can.
It would be
hear
nice
who
to
was
meet
just
Seth.
speaking, but everything.
Nice to see you, Dan.
Hey, Ezra. Can I just get an audio check on everybody? Like, raise your hand and say something if you think you got audio that works.
Audio that works.
Good. Ray.
I feel like we should do a roll call or something because I can't. I don't know who I can hear and can't hear.
All right.
Check.
1 out of 6. That's not bad.
Check 1,
Do,
2.
re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
All right. So, what do you guys think of a musical estuary?
Yeah.
Because I floated that in the comments, and I thought maybe I need to show my face to
That makes perfect sense.
bat that one around a little bit. I think it could work really well.
We
But,
actually did something like that at the Austin event. There was I forget his name, but he clearly had experience with a cappella groups. And so he trained 3 of us to, I don't even remember what we sang, but we each had a different part, and then he corrected us gently, and it was good. It was, it was passable.
Mhm.
And then we sang it. I don't know if anyone recorded it, but it happened.
Yeah, and I think you could do it like from a compositional standpoint too, or like Chad walks in and he's like, I've got this riff. Okay, what have you been thinking about? And you kind of bring the Dialogos factor to the musical aspect and kind of, squeeze them through the extruder and see what comes out.
I dig that. Yeah. It's like
It'd be hard to do remotely.
I pitch.
That said, I like that you're getting the guitar.
What do you guys got? Yeah, I ain't
That's
pointing
me.
at that. I ain't pointing at that.
I can't hear. What the heck?
But I like the idea of a musical that's based on estuary.
But you want to see a musical of Estuary?
Yeah, of like the whole estuary thing, like the story of. I watched Guys and Dolls the other day, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty great. I love this. This is great. Why don't they make musicals anymore?" And thought that that'd be pretty cool.
Somebody's echoing.
Trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pitch, point, play.
And that sounds like
Christian,
a great song.
What have you been up to, Christian? I haven't seen you around in a while. I figured you're probably doing something really awesome IRL. If you can talk about it.
I recorded a podcast with my friend Seth.
Oh, cool.
IRL.
Nice.
Was it kind of
On
your
this-
usual format, like doing the interview, or?
On this couch.
Oh, you're in the same room.
Which I'm dying here because I don't know if y'all can hear me or not because I'm not able to hear. I can hear Christian, I can hear Chad, but nobody else. So I don't know.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I like how you want to
decides
speak.
who should
I'm
be
sitting
heard.
there going, oh man, what am I?
I took a hiatus from talking, like I recorded a bunch of stuff on my motorcycle.
Oh.
I made some videos about that, and I did some little adventures with my son. I bought him a motorcycle, so we're doing that together. And then I also was in the middle of getting a new job. And I'm echoing through somebody here. I don't know who. But
Is that still going to be in healthcare, or is this kind of career change?
Yeah, it's a look. I've mentioned this earlier, but I've been basically traveling as a nurse for 7.5 years, and I just got a job here at our local hospital.
Okay.
So, yeah, and I just started this week. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's been a lot. No longer using a certain electronic medical health record, Neil. So you can't snoop in on my. But anyway,
That would be a violation, sir.
On the record. Yeah. Do y'all hear an echo? Or is it just me?
No, we hear. I think it's Dan. Are you getting your sound through your computer or your headphones? I suspect it's Dan, but yeah. Now I can't hear Dan.
I just clicked his echo cancellation from my
Oh.
DJ.
He canceled you. You just gonna take that lying down or standing up?
Man, this is the worst best ever.
Can you imagine if this was on TV, like back when there was 5 channels, and you landed on this for the last half hour?
What'd you say? I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Basically, only in a world where weed was made legal can this exist.
Most states, it's not that hard these days.
I'm just saying. Not that, I mean, I don't smoke weed. I used to. But I don't, why do we even, this is the point at which I feel like my life has become meaningless and I should just end this stream.
I want to bring up one thing related to the history of this little corner, and that is that Jordan Peterson made a live video announcement on his last, like, a podcast release. Did anyone catch that? He talked on the internet.
No.
Yeah, it was on his last, like, the newest thing on his technical podcast, like episode 562 or something. And he did an introduction that he recorded like within the last week or something.
I saw they started posting the old or like live shows or whatever.
Yeah, but he did an intro that he like recorded within recent. Yeah, so it was like the first public thing that he's done in like over a year.
Here's my hope. For Estuary 2027, Midwestuary 2027, I'm hoping that JBP just comes as like a homeless guy to come hang out at the Midwestuary. Like comes in disguise, you know.
He doesn't know who he is, maybe. Even why he's there.
Right, he's like, why am I here? And then,
Spirit leads where the spirit leads.
Then the final moments, he like he remembers.
Where the spirit leads. Don't expect to get paid for that.
It's from the song, or you know, that's like a really evangelical trope, man. That's like that's an old. Wherever the spirit leads, brother. Wherever this, yeah.
It leads to
I feel like but if you're like going like off of like a sequel to Midwest Estuary 25, you know, Fellowship of the Spirit, wherever the spirit leads, I could see that.
Yeah, I like that. I also kind of like
you get some more weird than we already are. Folks show up to that conference.
Yeah,
they would come expecting like speaking in tongues and such.
Jordan Peterson comes speaking in tongues.
I think that's how he started. I think
it's true. I was thinking still shipping, still fellowshipping,
still shipping.
That would be a bunch of people. Amazon show up. People like Amazon or the United States Postal Service. Still shipping.
Brought to you by Gerber. Gerber baby, and Gerber knives.
Are they spelled the same?
Probably.
You should know, Chad. GERBTR.
What was that?
That was a ghost. That was a ghost in the shell. Ghost in the system.
I looked over and Ezra's like this. And then Neil's like this. And Dan's like this. And everybody's like, what the fuck is happening? Okay. I think it is time that I should shut this down and probably go to bed because I will have to wake up tomorrow and go to work still. Even though it's going to be a short day, I only have to grout. So,
Everyone off on the 3rd? Anyone else off on the 3rd?
yes.
Yeah.
Yay. Me too. Finally.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got paid off on the 3rd. I'm looking forward to that.
You want to hear a shame? Our town lost its bid for the 4th of July fireworks to another town for the 250. I don't know what happened. Something happened, and we lost our. So it's got rescheduled for Sunday. That's the lamest thing. It's like the worst year for that to ever happen.
Wait, you're doing it Sunday night?
Yes. On the 250. It was terrible. I don't know if they double booked. I didn't really read into it, but I just know that something happened and it sucks.
Who just left?
That's right.
That was Seth.
Seth.
Dan. He took you at your word, unlike the rest of us.
He's back.
Let's try it again.
Let's try this again. All right, let's do the proper liturgy here. All right. Any final words? We'll start with let's start with who came first. Christian.
Final words. Chad, thanks for I'm glad I hope this is a good part of your birthday present, even though the internet kind of sucked tonight. I'm glad that you made this space available for me to bring a friend. That's literally what happened. And that's just kind of really crazy to really consider that this is a way, the water cooler or the proverbial seat at the bar. I know you're a strong AA advocate, but you know what I mean. So thanks.
All right, brother. Thank you. Who is next? I think Neil was first. Neil.
I think JBP's advice about do something as intensely. I'm paraphrasing here. I'm messing up exactly what he said, but do something work at it as hard as you can. I think that's right, but it's also wrong in a way. Because what I've found in my own life is that if I work at something as hard as I can, I burn out very quickly. I get tired of it very quickly. I can't be a one-track pony, so to speak. But what I can do is I can rotate through a variety of things as hard as I can. And when I do that, I can seemingly go as intensely as I can. But then there's also the loosening and the intensity. That's a contradiction also. So it's this fine interplay. I think we like to make excuses for not really trying at certain things because it's a fear of failure deep down. I think we still have to do it, but we don't have to do it all the time. We just have to carve out a pattern such that we're able to do it some of the time intensely as hard as we can. And then when that burnout starts or recognizing the early stages, it's no, let it go. It's okay. Something else. And juggle the things. And so I don't have a magic solution to that because people will say, well, I'm juggling too many things. And then yet my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So I don't know. That's all I got. Peace. Have a good night, y'all.
Thank you, Neil. Good night. Senior Ezra. Let's see.
Well, I will say it was good to meet you, Seth, and
Hey, same.
Christian. I don't think we've ever talked, so it's good to meet you too. And thanks for having me, Chad. And it was nice to see you guys were talking about Bob Dylan, and I got to come talk to some people about Bob Dylan. Peace.
Thanks, Ezra. Seth,
Chad,
welcome.
great to meet you, man. It was
man.
It's been really good. And Christian, thanks for sending me the invite. Let me know about it, and hopefully we can make it happen again sometime.
Definitely. Yeah, man. We could maybe we'll even just set up a conversation about talk about, I don't know, whatever. So at some point that'd be kind of cool. And usually, I mean, my internet sometimes it's hit or miss, right? But I had a great time tonight. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you. And looks like I'm by myself. Let's see if I can do this. I'm just a Midwest evangelical, talking about God and life and other hypotheticals. No patriarch or any genitals are gonna stop the logos flowing theological. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Always relation ontological. On the open sea. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. I probably really should learn those songs. But I like this part the best. My Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. I'm just a Midwest evangelical, talking about God and life and other hypotheticals. Jeepers. Wow. Yikes. Unbelievable.
And I've been better off.
Yeah.
And that and she'd fall and fun and joking relationship. It's not like it's always serious, but yes.
China.
Body parts. Yeah, well, and
And they drove him out of the army. I'm not going to do that. No, well, that's the way.
Heads. And you're significantly, aren't you?
Thing. So the stuff
People.
That I make.
Right.
Speak. Guess it's a similar thing.
Yeah.
Left hemisphere, which is like a hated the master, and it was the right hemisphere.